Now we look at how to subtract mixed numbers. Okay. Essentially, we follow the same procedure. See, so we work on the fractional part first. We find the difference. Okay, subtraction is similar to finding the difference. Okay, so first we work on the fractional parts first, and then secondly we work on the difference of the whole number parts. Okay, so similar to addition of mixed numbers, right? So for example, if we have 7 3 over 5 minus 3 1 over 5, right? So by step 1 we will work on the fractional part, 3 over 5 minus 1 over 5. Okay, now because the denominators are similar, straight away the answer of the numerator will be 3 minus 1, give us 2, right? So this will be the answer. Okay, so this will be the first step. Second step is to work on the whole number parts. Okay, so 7 minus 3 give us 4, then the total answer will be 4 2 over 5. Okay, so that is the way to do subtraction for mixed numbers. Now in this example, you will see that the first fraction is larger than the second fractions. So a large number minus a smaller number, you get a positive number. What happens if you try to subtract a larger fraction from a smaller one? Right. So let's see, if you have 11 1 over 6 minus 2 5 over 6, right? Now the first step here is again to work on the fractional part first. Okay, so if we have 1 over 6 minus 5 over 6, now because the second fraction is larger than the first one, we will end up having a negative fraction. Okay, so 1 minus 5 gives us 4 over 6. Okay, now usually we do not want a negative number, so what we can do here is we can borrow 1 from the whole number part and add it to the fractional part, and by doing that we will turn the fraction into a mixed number, right? So let's have a look here. Okay, what we mean by these steps here. Okay, so 11 1 over 6. So essentially what we do here is to borrow 1 from 11, borrow it, right, lend it to 1 over 6. So then effectively we are saying that we have 10 plus 1 over 1 and 1 over 6, right? Now the 1 here is what we have borrowed from the 11, and 11 will be left behind with 10, right? So then convert the mixed number here into an improper fraction. So this will be 7 over 6. Alright, so by these steps here we are ready to do the division. We are ready to do the subtraction. Okay, so this is equivalent to, let's write down again. So 11 1 over 6 minus 2 5 over 6 is equivalent to 10, right, plus 7 over 6 minus 2 5 over 6. Right, so what we have to do now is to work out the fractional part. You have 7 over 6 minus 5 over 6, and this gives us 2 over 6, right, and upon simplification give us 1 over 3. Okay, so this is the fractional part. Then the whole number part will be 10 minus 2, we left behind with 8. So the overall answer will be 8 1 over 3. Okay, so that's how we do subtraction of mixed numbers. If the fraction, the second fraction, is larger than the first fractions, okay, you borrow 1 from the whole number part. Okay, so I hope you will have a look at this example in more detail. Now what happens if the denominators are not the same? Suppose you want to do this operation 11 and 4 over 15 and 4 over 11 minus 12 3 over 7. Now the denominators are not the same. What should we do? Right? So before we consider that, what are the steps of doing the subtraction here? Now still the same. First we work on the fractional part first. So 4 over 11 minus 3 over 7. Okay. Now in this case, as what we have seen earlier, if the second fraction is larger than the first fraction, we will end up, the answer will end up with negative, right? So then before we do the subtraction, it is good to determine whether the first fraction is larger than the second fraction or not, right? If it's larger, then it's all sweet. We can do the subtraction straight away. If the first fraction is smaller than the second one, remember we need to borrow 1 from the whole number part, right? So how to test the two fractions, which one is bigger? Okay. Now if you go back to earlier video, we can do that by cross multiplying the numerator with the denominator, right? Cross multiply. Okay. So the first cross multiply 4 times 7. Okay. 4 times 7 give us 28. So we write it down below the first fraction. The second cross multiplication 3 times 11, which is equal to 33. Okay. So we write it down under the second fractions. Now by this we know that, see, 28 is less than 33, so therefore the first fraction is smaller than the second fraction. So we have to borrow 1 from 15. Okay, right? So if we do that, right, we get into 14 plus 1, 4 over 11, okay, which is equivalent to, right? So the 1 here convert into fraction gives us 11 plus 4, so we have 15, 11, right? So then essentially we are converting the original subtraction into 14 plus 15 over 11 minus 12 3 over 7, right? So then we will work on the fractional part. 15 over 11 minus 3 over 7, right? So now because the denominators are not the same, again we have to make use of LCM to convert them into similar denominator. Okay, so the LCM for 11 and 7 is given by 77, and that will give us what's the number? 105. 15 times 7 give us 105 minus 77, and then this one will be 33. Okay, 33. So the final answer is 72 over 77. Now this is the fractional part. How about the whole number part? The whole number part will be okay, let's write down the original operation plus 10 over 11 minus 12 3 over 7. Okay, so we have done the fractional part, left behind the whole number. Okay, so the whole number will be 14 minus 12 give us 2, right? So then the overall answer will be 2 and 72 over 77. Okay, so here will be the final answer, and that's how we do subtraction for mixed numbers, okay, when the denominators are not the same, right? So as a summary, we first determine whether the first fraction is larger or smaller than the second fraction. If it's smaller, we have to borrow, okay, borrow 1 from the whole numbers. After that, we follow the same procedures. Okay, we do the fractional part first, then we do the whole number secondly.